The Lost Soul Survivor Project Podcast, episode 15. The Power of Loving Yourself. Coming to you live right now from the studios of 99.7 The Heat, Miami. Officially a part of the iHeartRadio family. Powered by Right Way J Multimedia Group. Founder, CEO, Right Way J, I see you. Lost Soul Survivor Podcast, episode 15. The Power of Loving Yourself. When you are constantly fighting something, it is easy to lose faith in yourself. It is easy to not believe in yourself, not to believe in your goals and your dreams. It is also easy to stop loving yourself because giving up seems easier than fighting, which is why a lot of people who fight addiction give in. They succumb to the pain. They succumb to the pressure because they forget who they are. They forget why they are here, and they forget that they have a new opportunity, a new lease on life. See, loving yourself means you forgive yourself for all the hurt and pain you've caused people, all the bridges you've burned, all of the opportunities that you let squander, the way you treated your own body, living wherever you was living, in dirt and filth, having high-risk sex, putting your body underneath excruciating pain and dangerous situations. When you come to realize all of that, when you hit rock bottom, you must now love yourself. That will keep you from putting a needle in your arm. That will keep you from snorting that last line that will stop your heart. That will keep you from jumping off of the cliff. Loving yourself is the most valuable thing you can do in life. Because before you can love someone else, you must love yourself. You must take ownership of your life. You must take pride in who you are, how you look, how you dress, how you treat people, how you feel about yourself. No one walks this earth unblemished. I don't care how successful they are. There is no greater sin. We all can be forgiven. Loving yourself means forgiving yourself. Throughout this battle with addiction, I mentioned in previous episodes that you have to hunt addiction. Hunt it. When you hunt addiction, now you become the aggressor. Now you're telling it, I'm looking for you. Because guess what? You cannot defeat me. Loving yourself allows you to look at life from the correct view. Everything won't seem so dark. Everything won't seem so aloof, so distant. Everything won't seem so difficult. When you see someone that is high on drugs or a drug or lost into their own addiction, gambling, whatever, and they're just sitting there on the floor, lost all his money or all her money in gambling, alcoholic, bottles everywhere. The person's addicted to themselves, addicted to work. When they come down off that high, talk to them. Let me know what you hear. Look at them. Let me know what you see. You don't see a happy person. You don't see someone that is feeling joy in their life. You are looking at you're looking at someone who does not love themselves. Because if you did, you would not drag your body through that type of pain. You would not drag other people through that type of horror show. You would not subject yourself to the highest form of life's most dangerous elements. Think about when someone is addicted to alcohol and they drive a car and they kill someone or do a hit and run and they drive off. Or they're sitting in their cell right now because they were brought to justice for killing someone's child or husband or wife or whatever. They didn't love themselves enough to say, you know what? If I get behind this wheel and drive this car, I will kill someone. Because I cannot psychologically and mentally, I don't have the faculties to make good decisions while driving. So when they get in that car and they drive it and they kill that person because they don't love themselves. Because when you love yourself, you're going to treat people as you want to be treated. Addiction is a powerful psychological force that only weakens when you become stronger than the storm. And love conquers all. Love doesn't tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, you know, you were a loser just 6 months ago, a month ago. Just because you walked out of that rehab doesn't mean that you're clean or sober. You know, you're going to mess up again. Love doesn't do that. Regret does that. Hate does that. Low self-esteem does that. People with low self-esteem constantly remind themselves of their failures because that's easy to do. Because you haven't had a pattern of success yet. Or you had it and you lost and you've been on a losing streak for a while. That's not your whole life. It's nowhere near your life. When you love yourself, you empower yourself, which means you can empower other people. When you empower people, you give them an opportunity to see you for who you are. Not for the addicted side, or not for the addict side of you. They see you for who you are. When somebody goes from being addicted to something and now being clean, functional, without leaning on that dependency, you ever see the light around them? The love in their voice, the love in their heart, the love in their actions. See, that's a powerful thing. Let me give you a classic example. Sean Combs, a man who millions of people have admired. A man who rose from Mount Vernon. Dad died at 3 years old on a bad drug deal in Harlem. Someone that broken all barriers, created generational wealth. Has done everything imaginable you can do in life. Beautiful family of 7. 3 boys, 3 girls. No, family of 6. 3 girls, 3 boys. Beautiful children. Homes everywhere, wealth. More awards than an entire house can fill. People worshiping him, working for him, creating jobs, creating revenue, giving people careers. Did all of that. Facts. But as of the year 2024, it got exposed that he really didn't love himself. Because if he loved himself, he wouldn't be in this position. He would have never put himself in a dark enough place to, as he said, his own words, I was in a dark place to even hurt that young woman like that. Cassie Ventura. He would have looked at other people the correct way. He would have treated people with enough dignity and respect to make them feel like, hey, this guy's playing by the right rules in life. He has integrity. He has character. He has a heart. He has morals. But see, those things were never in jeopardy because the power was so great. But when your power weakens, other people have to empower you or other people will destroy you. That's what you're witnessing. There's not an accusation that won't stick now. Before, when the power was up, he was Teflon. Nothing stuck. Not even he allegedly had something to do with Tupac dying. That didn't stick. Now it sticks. Everything sticks because of a lawsuit. But if he truly loved himself, he would have looked at Cassie and said, you know what? Go on your way. He would have looked at different women, different employees, different people around him who he was putting in a bad situation. Go your way. It's no problem. He would have gotten the right therapy he needed to heal whatever demons, problems are within his heart that he didn't want the world to know. He's still an amazing person, but amazing people can have demonic ways because they don't love themselves. We all do. When you love yourself, you are willing to fix what is broken. You are willing to heal what you thought was unhealable. You are willing to figure out what has perplexed you for years, and you are willing to go to the deepest part of your pain to find the truth. A lie never chases you. Truth always chases you. A lie never chases you. Truth always chases you because it constantly reminds you of something that you're not thinking about. It's an instinctual thing that you feel, that you know something's not right about this. When that tape came out of him brutally assaulting Cassie, when he watched that tape, he knows what happened more than we do. A tape called a snippet. There was more behind the scenes that happened that we don't even know, that wasn't on tape, that nobody talks about. But if he loved himself, in that moment, he would have stopped himself and said, you know what? I need to get help. I don't need to physically abuse this girl. I won't want nobody to do this to my mom or my daughters. Kicking, grabbing me, pulling, throwing a vase at her. I don't want that to happen. I need to heal my pain. I need to hit rock bottom. Hitting rock bottom wasn't in that video. Hitting rock bottom happened years ago. That rock bottom just became exposed because if he would have said something about it sooner, then you could say that. When you love yourself, you're willing to be truthful with the person in the mirror. Michael Jackson has a famous song called The Man in the Mirror. I'm talking about changing the man in the mirror. Because you know who you are. You know your secrets. You and God. Whether you believe in him or not. The higher power, so to speak, sees everything. Loving yourself means you train your heart with integrity. So when people are not looking, when the world cannot see you, you're still treating people the right way. Even though DMX had multiple mothers of his children, was a drug addict for 20 plus years, you'll never hear people saying nothing bad about DMX. They love DMX. They look at his interviews, what he said, but they give him a pass about the addiction, even though it killed him. He wasn't a great father. He wanted to be a great father. But you'll never hear none of his kids or his ex-wife talking about him. Deep down inside, they knew it was hard. Deep down inside, they knew he didn't love himself enough to get off the addiction. If he would have gotten off the addiction, he would have been there. But you don't hear horror stories about him abusing people, putting people in compromising situations. He just didn't love himself enough not to put himself in a compromising situation. DMX fought addiction, but he let it win. And in my humble opinion, the people around him let it win. Whitney Houston never wanted to die in a hotel room above with the Grammys, the biggest music, the Oscars of the music business, award show going on downstairs. She died. Drugs. Whomever is responsible, that's neither here nor there. She died in a hot tub. It's not how she was born. It's not how her mother wanted her and her late great father wanted her to go out. But people around her she didn't love herself enough to say, my problem is bigger than me. When you love yourself, you're willing to let go of your ego. You're willing to let go of your pride. You're willing to let go of shame, ego, to say, help me. You can love yourself. You will love yourself if you care enough to live. If you care enough to live, you will never have an issue. When you don't care enough to live, you will never love yourself, and it's just a matter of time before you die. Loving yourself means you be selfless. Start putting your energy into other people who are positive, who can help you. Positive energy does nothing but reciprocate. And that will happen for you. There is nothing more powerful than helping someone else up out of the mud when you've been helped up out of the mud. It's the greatest feeling. That's why people who are recovering addicts become counselors. Because they feel that. Make no mistake about it. Loving yourself is not easy. Loving yourself is extremely difficult. Let me be clear with that disclaimer on the Lost Soul Survivor podcast. But it can be done. It's a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week dedication you must make to yourself. Because the screams and the yells and the nightmares, they never go away. But you learn how to manage them. Because you become stronger than your nightmares. You can. See, the crazy thing about strength. Today, if you start doing 10 push-ups, let's say 5 times a day, 24 hours in a day. Say you sleep 6 hours. You're up for 18 hours a day. You did 10 push-ups for 5 different hours. When you do that every day for a month, and then you do it again the second month, you're doing 20 push-ups for 5 hours a day. Just pick an hour, do 20, pick another hour. Your strength will gradually move. Your strength will gradually, you'll see yourself physically becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. And in 6 months, you will be able to naturally, from your core, lift 300 pounds easy. Because strength isn't overnight. Nobody's a superhero where they can just pop up. Oh, and guess what? Even when you become strong, you're gonna become weak again because you're human. So you must constantly remind yourself that you're here for a purpose. You're here to stay. You are here to help other people heal and win and grow. Everything starts. The core roots, the core foundation, the nucleus of the atom is love. The power of loving yourself will allow you to live. When you hate yourself, it's only a matter of time before you die. People take their own life because they feel they have nothing to live for. People take their lives because they feel they have nothing to live for because they don't love themselves. Because who wants to be a planned memorial program? Nobody. When you don't love yourself, you are psychologically sick. People, you allowing the world and the demonic parts of the world and people in the world to take advantage of you, to abuse you, to run over you, because you're turning into you've turned into psychological roadkill. That's not the game. Keep feeding your mind and your soul with nothing but positivity, and no one can take anything away from you. You will be in a position to give. The Lost Soul Survivor Podcast, episode 15, the power of loving yourself. Marathon Life, Right Way J Multimedia Group, 99.7 The Heat, Miami, officially on iHeartRadio. Download the Lost Soul Survivor Podcast. Get daily motivation, regardless if you're fighting addiction, if you're helping somebody fight addiction, or just psychological motivation. This podcast will get you where you need to be. Let's get it. Go.